It all started here. This picture. "2018, 7 months before the plane took off. I get a call from my mom and I can feel her smiling through the phone. Yep, there was something wild on her mind.
Look, I know you have school, but wanna go to Nepal for a month? We'll go to the base camp of Everest.
A month? That's quite some time to be away. But who would want to miss such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, though? There's one more place we'll visit. Besides Everest, though," she said, and then showed me that picture. The entire reason for this journey was that rope bridge located in the middle of nowhere, over 300 kilometers away from Everest Base Camp, a place not even locals knew existed. My mom had randomly found the picture online and knew we just had to go there, even in spite of my deepest fear of rope bridges. The view was absolutely gorgeous and was about to act as both the spark and fuel for the next month. And I had no clue that the journey to this bridge was about to rebuild my world. So, here I was. The place of beauty, peace, and tranquility. The place of carefree children and grown-ups, all the same. It was obviously going to be like that. That's what the movies said. Well, everything in Nepal comes in pairs. There were also smog, noise blocking your own thoughts, poverty that would break your heart, and monkeys. Loads of them. But Kathmandu had to wait for now. To reach base camp, we had to survive Lukla, the most dangerous airport on the planet. A flight that lasts mere 45 minutes, yet inflicting inescapable fear. The short track, usually hidden by fog, makes landing a challenge even for the best pilots. Once ready for landing, there would be no second chances. The plane had to make it to the track. It also had to slow down quickly enough. Otherwise, well... Look, I've always kind of known that fear comes with a reward attached to it. This, however, didn't suit my mom, as a series of panic attacks subdued her before even reaching Nepal. But nonetheless, both she and I knew we had to face it. Together. Whew. Getting to Everest Base Camp usually starts from Lukla. This meant our only choice to witness the beauty was to go through the fears that come with it. Landing complete, yet that was no Lukla. Could have been fatal to land there that day. What a shocker. Paplu was a small village, well, kinda in the middle of nowhere, far away from both Kathmandu and Lukla. The mountain guide who was going to lead us to the views of Everest, well, he was over 100 kilometers away from us, and our plane just left us there.
Какой стан?
Като цяло самолета се приправя в Катманду, оставяме тук за винаги и след 10 години
Ще наземат.
Shit hit the fan so hard that we just stopped caring. All that was left was to simply exist and be present in the moment. Little did we know that Paplu was about to be the place closest to my heart. That village was overly poor, and the closest school was days of walking away. Yet, everyone was delighted by life and enjoying every little second of it, no matter the age. It's like there was something special about the energy of this place. Seriously, I would never have taken a nap in the woods before, but now it just felt so right. The most enjoyable part about Paplo, though, was the family of our host, Sonam. Every societal caution and every worry simply fell there. It was just us living in the moment, not chasing any kind of goal, simply enjoying life the way it is. Living in today's society, we tend to forget that childlike freedom we once had. Spending time with Sonam, I realized how easy it was to grow fond of people. All you need to do is simply be your true self. And just like that, for less than a day, it felt like I'd known him for years. I just had to ask him my favorite question.
What is life for you in one word? Just one word. Life is everything.
Everything? So broad. What does that even mean? But then he elaborated. It's about the little things, the things we take for granted. Things like our loved ones, people close to our heart, and the little moments we have with them. It's like those words flipped a switch in me. Ever since that day, I started living for those exact moments. Lukla was waiting for us, and we were kinda waiting for her. Let us face some fears, shall we? Our airplane left us once again. But this time, we were alone no more. We now had to get on our feet and climb.
Той! Вили! Вили! Am аз? Нили!
This is how our 200-kilometer trek journey began, with a vibe that lifts both your soul and feet off the ground. A vibe keeping a permanent smile on your face.
Great. Amazing. Great. Amazing.
A vibe humbling you and showing you who the true heroes of the mountain are. A vibe making you want to give a hand for nothing in return. The path was fun, but at times, I felt like giving in.
Дай му се, бе!
Go. Harder.
Давай! Дай им се, не вики им се, дай! Браво!
The path was fun, but at times I was, shitting myself.
Вилкин, имаш ли страх от какво точно? От какво? Колко е висок тук?
Към 150 метра. Падиш, ще умираш.
Ама има втори мост, мога да спаси.
Няма да стигна до него. Айде за тръгваме. Айде само сега.
Slowly but surely, though, we reached the big checkpoint, the place where oxygen was a luxury. Namche Bazaar. It's just how the planet works, The higher the altitude, the less oxygen there is in the air. The way it feels is kind of like the lack of air right before you're about to yawn, but permanently. To put this into context, if there's 100% oxygen at sea level, that would drop to 50% at base camp, and 33 at the top of, well, her, the roof of the world, Everest. It's needless to say how magical that place was. But I must say that seeing that for the first time further humbled me. Just realizing how tiny we are, how we just come and go, and how that remains long after us. What a perfect place to sing a Bulgarian traditional song. Our song wasn't the only song out there in the mountain. Once we reached Tengboche Monastery, the only thing left for us was to climb. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it wasn't only oxygen that was scarce, burning wood was pretty much non-existent. So, dried poop it was. On my way to base camp, I saw so many different colors of humanity. Us being so different makes us all so beautiful.
Perro callejero. Dog. How? In Spanish, perro callejero. Street dog. Street dog.
I met a South American who quit his job and just decided to travel the world with all the money he had left. I also met a Japanese girl who was completely alone in this vast mountain. Fun moments with the friends I made along the way distracted me from the lack of oxygen issue.
That's a friend of mine, a very big friend. And I respect him a lot because he's 68, he's been climbing.
How can I not respect him? He was 68 and climbing in spite of the lack of oxygen. I was 16, come on, how hard could it be? It sure wasn't a walk in the park with all the fears. And, you know, my inability to take a deep breath in. Unable to go faster, I had to put one leg in front of the other, step by step, until I made it and decided to dance under Everest.
Няма въздух. Браво е!
Great job, my friend.
Чакай.
Back to Kathmandu, the place of drastic contrasts, the place which was about to prepare us for our next stop. This is Swayambanath, a pillar for Buddhists, and a highly sacred stupa towering the west side of the city. Yet a place filled with something so wild as monkeys. So, besides enriching myself spiritually, why not have some fun? I had my limits though. I'd never let one of those get on top of my head.
Добре. Хубаво. Чакам те. Чакам те. Почти ме, бе.
Once again, an iconic representation of how two opposites can actually coexist. That smell. That's very hard to forget. The smell of burning flesh. People here are rarely buried. Instead, their bodies are burned publicly. Once that's done, the ashes go straight into their sacred river, Bagmati. It's actually needless to say what the neighboring area smelled like. The sensory overload was kicking in. I had to take a step back. Who said the city can't be peaceful too? All those smells and noise, all the wildness and chaos, it was down there. And I was up here, getting ready for our next stop, the jungle. I wouldn't lie if I said how surprised I was of the peace I found in the jungle. Crocodiles swimming in the same water as canoes filled with prey. Endangered species alongside tracks of people. It was just like tea time. A relaxed moment of the journey, predestined to reminisce about the path that we'd walked. Just like in the movies. A moment to get to our own conclusions about the journey, right before we'd reach the end of it. It would be a shame if the tea got you burned though.
Виляне, ела пред мене. Ела пред мене. Те говори сега интервю ще взема.
Тръгваме.
Къде? Къде let's go, бе? Майка чеба, бе? Къде, бе? Бягай! Къде, войк? Бяга! То бяга! Бягай, Виляне!
Манилио! То бавно, бе.
Я застани пред мен.
Иди насам.
Иди насам. При нашите, при нашите! Идвай! Бързо! О, че това ме оплаши.
And that was just the first day. We had a fully fledged safari the next one. What we were told was that creatures way scarier than the rhino were lurking from each and every corner of the jungle, such as the tiger, an apex predator that knows no mercy. A mere human cannot outrun it, nor outclimb it. Your only chance for survival would be to outwit it. It felt like we were getting closer. Even our guides were high on alert. Yeah, but I had started to catch up on their act. Something here was fishy. But hey, why not play along? In search for tigers, we found
Bear poo? Мечка.
a tiger paw print. A hog. Rice, eaten with a spoon. Woo! Also rice, but eaten with hands this time. A super chill guy. Look at this dude. Well, actually, you know what? I may have not found a lion or a tiger in the end, but who am I kidding? I had fun along the way. Nepal is the country of the highest peak on Earth, a place where people look for peace, and a place of extreme poverty. But, to me, it is way more than that. To me, it's also the home of love, a spring for endless energy, a vast field both uncovering true freedom and giving birth to true humility within us, a path that leads us to pure friendship, a jungle that has both a sense of tranquility and, well, thrill to it, a place that can teach you to appreciate things even like disorderly chaos. Yet, this puzzle is still missing its most important piece. Ironically, the very reason for this journey was the very last place I visited. And as I was still walking on it, taking my goodbye with Nepal, realization struck. When crossing a live bridge, it isn't the very moment of reaching the opposing end that fulfills us. It's when we look back and remember how and who we crossed it with.